Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back to make a LOL video for this or tomorrow morning slate starting at 5 a.m. It's pretty late, it's 9:54. I just kind of finalized it, so thought I might as well start making some videos about LOL. Hopefully, you guys have been surviving this coronavirus and this pause in sports. Been just watching a lot of Netflix. Don't know what you guys have been up to, but hopefully, you guys are staying safe. Looks like we'll be stuck like this for at least a month. So until then, I'll try to post some LOL videos I've been doing. Been playing them pretty frequently over the past, started about 2 weeks ago. So, uh, yeah, I think definitely DraftKings has made it playable with the prize pools that they've had. They had a 100K tournament over the weekend. Most of these prize pools are 50K for the $10 or the $15 buy-in. So, definitely some fun, just fun to just throw a lineup in there. So I thought I might as well just share some picks that I like. Not an expert, but some strategy. If you've never played, it's all about stacking, and just like in baseball, just like kind of baseball is like the sport that you can compare it to. You really want to stack in baseball. You stack teams with high totals. In LOL, you really want to stack teams that are high favorites or heavy favorites, and just because the teams that win, they get a lot more fantasy points usually than teams that lose in terms of average. So I usually like to do like 4-3 stacks, and that's probably what I'm going to do today. Two teams to stack for me are going to be IG and EDG. Both are, I think, expect both of them to win. So those are the two teams that I would prioritize. At captain here, I usually like to go with a mid or an ADC, but I try to make some lineups like that, and it's tough to do a 4-3 stack if I do pay up for one of the expensive ADCs, like I would want to pay up for Hope or would want to go with like Scout, but they are pretty expensive, so I think if I don't do this often, but I think going with a top as a captain is fine because you have, the Shy here at 9,900, been playing pretty well. You take out that one game where he's put up just 2.5, not sure what happened there, but he's been pretty consistent and solid. It's a good matchup for him. He's averaging about 70 fantasy points. If you take that outlier out, that 2.5, that obviously is going to shoot up his average. So at just 9,900, he gives you pretty big flexibility to spend at some other positions. It makes doing a 4-3 stack with IG and the other team, LDG or EDG, pretty easy to do. So definitely Shy's the guy that I probably will try to get to at captain. And then that still leaves you with another guy to play at top, which is Adoe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but 6,200, he also is a guy that you could play at captain. I expect EDG to win this game as well. He's been pretty good as well. Not as big of a sample size here, but double-digit kills in 2 out of his 3 games, triple-digit assist numbers. So he's definitely been pretty active. I think both are looking like pretty good options to play. At jungler, same 2 guys that I'm considering. It's going to be, I like Junjia quite a bit here at 7,000. He looks good, and then you could play from IG. Looks like Layan he's gonna get the start here. Ning is also, you got to worry about who's starting because a lot of these players have a lot of these teams have 2 players. Some of these positions you don't really know who's starting until the lineups come out, but I expect Layan to start here. It's kind of tough to find on Twitter, but you can definitely find starting lineups. But Layan or Junjia doesn't really have any other chance that somebody else starts over him. So I think he's the guy that I would probably get to because nobody else has played. He hasn't played since December, and nobody else has seen any playing time this month. So Junjia looks like a pretty good bet and safe, so you don't have to worry about him not starting, especially because this slate's starting at 5 a.m. I'm sure most of you guys will be asleep unless you start an alarm at like 4:30 just to make sure. At mid lane, I think Scout is probably the best option, 7,600. It's a great matchup. EDGs should win this game, and I think him and Rookie are the 2 guys to look at. But for me, it's going to be Scout. I definitely will be looking at his way. At ADC, Hope is probably the best play out of anybody on the slate. I think going with the 3-man stack of Junjia, Scout, and Hope gives you a lot of room to gives you a ton of upside as they're facing a very bad team. Here, if you're not sure of the records, you can look at the team shows you. So uh, IG is 14-5 here, so the good chance that they'll win. OMG is 12-10, so they're facing IG is going to be favored here, and then EDG is 11-10, and LGD is 7-12. So EDG also looks like they're going to be they are favored, and I do expect them to win. So the team, I would go with one of the favorites because you get points for wins. And usually the team that wins, you're gonna want to play. It's tough to win a tournament having a team that doesn't win, unless they're like super cheap and you get some, some low on play that goes off. But you want to go with the favorite here, and I think either way in IG or EDG is the way to go. And then at support, same kind of deal. It's either, for me, it's gonna be, I think, Mikio at 5,400 looks good, or Southwind. I think support you could take a shot on, like if you want to just be different, because a lot of people do 4-3s. You could take a shot on one of the other supports just because it's not super correlated with some of the other, like I think mid and ADC and jungler are pretty heavily they're pretty heavily go together. Support and team, you could always go with one off if I'm not stacking, but definitely will be stacking on the slate. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'll just give you guys support here, and I'll throw in probably Southwind, just because I'm going to be stacking IG and EDG. Pretty easy. But that's it for this video, just to give you guys an update. If you want me to make more videos like this, you can let me know, and I'll see you guys all next time before my phone battery dies.